The Muny by Audrey Fotheringham
and Caitlin Obermeyer.
The Muny holds around 11,000 people, and 1,500 of those seats are completely free. So if you get in line early enough, you might be able to score a free seat at the Muny.
The Muny structure outside of the theater is its original structure, so this structure has been around for many, many years. The style is largely Beaux Arts, which is known for grand, formal designs, symmetry, and decorative details. The style also has a mix of classic revival, which is the column, arches, and clean lines. However, because the Muny is an outdoor amphitheater, its main architectural focus has been functionality, creating open air spaces with good sight lines and acoustics for a huge audience. Over the years, as parts of the Muny have been renovated, they've stayed true to the historical feel, but have also introduced modern themes in a complementary way, meaning the style remains classic, but incorporates sleek, updated features with improved seating, backstage, faculties, and lighting.
We're here with the statue of Denny Reagan, and he was the former CEO of the Muny from 1991 to 2021. And this was dedicated in May 2022.
This is the new CEO of the Muny, Mr. Coleman. He took over the role on January 1st, 2022. He began his Muny career in 1998 as an usher, and he has worked his way up through various roles to get him where he is now.
The Muny season usually runs from mid-June through mid-August. It's a packed summer lineup, 7 musicals, 1 per week, all under the stars.
All of the shows at the Muny are completely built in-house specifically for that stage. Everything you see from the sets to the costumes is created right here at the Muny, usually within 12 days before opening night. That means every costume, prop, and set piece is one of a kind and made just for that production. You won't see them anywhere else.
The theater's changed a lot since 1919. It's gone through several renovations. The biggest recent ones were completed in 2018 to 2019, just in time for the 100th anniversary. They updated the stage, improved the seating, added high-tech lighting and sound systems, and upgraded the backstage area.
Here are a few pictures of what the backstage looks like at the Muny. While we were back there, we got to see lots of workers working on different sets and preparing the stage for the season.
When the Muny opened in 1919, 2 large oak trees stood right tall in the middle of the stage. In fact, when the crew inspected the trees a few years ago, they found old bullets from the Civil War still lodged inside of them. That's how old the trees were. Over time, however, the trees became weak and dangerous. There were serious concerns that large branches might fall during a performance. So, the Muny made a difficult decision to remove them to keep everybody safe. Rather than simply discarding the trees, the Muny found creative ways to preserve their history. They built the Oak Lounge, a special area for Muny sponsors, featuring a wall decorated with pieces of wood from the original trees. They also crafted a beautiful table from one of the bases of the trees. Perhaps the coolest tribute of all is how they kept the legacy of the trees alive. When the trees were being removed, the crew collected seeds and other parts of the tree that could be used to grow new ones. They planted a new oak tree, so eventually it will grow tall and strong, carrying forward the spirit and history of the original trees. Though the old trees are gone, their story continues in a new form at the Muny.
When interviewing with Amy Meyer, the director of marketing for the Muny, we asked her a different variety of questions. Starting off with, what is the mission at the Muny and how do they succeed it?
So our mission is to enrich lives through creating exceptional musical theater that is accessible to all in the heart of Forest Park. So a lot of, especially in marketing, a lot of the stuff we do kind of follows those three pillars of exceptional musical theater, accessible to all, Forest Park.
Yeah.
So since the very beginning that we want people to be able to experience it. So we also have excuse me, a community access program where I don't know the number off the top of my head, but it's thousands of tickets to each show that we give to local nonprofits
Oh my
so that they can bring their
goodness.
clients. So for example, Moog Center for Deaf Education, they come to Frozen because they're a school for kids with hearing loss. And so we donate tickets because we want them to be able to access theater.
That is so
That's really cool. So that's a key part of our mission.
When was it created and why?
So the first season we say is 1919. In 1917, they did Robin Hood, and Mayor Henry Keel was very invested. He was in that show, and basically they were just trying to create somewhere for live theater that was accessible, right? Back to our mission was very back to the beginning, and it was just kind of let's try this thing. It might be nice for the community, and because it was such a success, they were we should build an actual theater for this. Because in 1917, it was not the Muny Theater. It was a hill with people performing at the bottom of it. So it became more of the real.
Would you say is the most rewarding part, being on that marketing team and working for the Muny?
The best part is that it's the hometown treasure. You know, I go to the doctor and it's where do you work? And you're oh my god, you work at the Muny?
Yeah.
It's oh, I work at Edward Jones. It's a fun thing to do. At the end of the day,
You enjoy what you do.
Musical theater. It's not that serious. It's just fun.
Yeah.
So that's the best part is that it's more of a cultural institution than most other places to work.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, it means a lot to people.
What do you see in the future of the Muny? Just anything.
We started doing concerts again, which is big.
Yeah, that is cool.
That was a pretty historic moment because we did concerts a lot in the 80s. It was kind of crazy because they were sprinkled in between the musicals, which I have no idea how they did that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
With all of the stuff going out on the back lot, I'm I don't know how you would switch to concerts in the middle of the season. But we did a concert for the first time in 30 years.
Wow.
Last fall in September. And
Wow.
we're gonna do it again. So we're hoping to that's a consistent thing that we can bring back to the community. Because we also love that it brought new people to the community. Because there's plenty of people in St. Louis that are musicals are not for me.
Yeah.
But they would come to a concert here.
Right.
And so it was just a nice way to expand the love of the Muny. It's that you don't have to love musicals to the
bring
Muny, but
new people
Right.
to experience. Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
The most famous shows they've had at the Muny include Les Mis, Dreamgirls, Fiddler on the Roof, Footloose, and Little Mermaid. Each year they usually have one kid show, which is usually a Disney musical, and those are the most crowded nights, so get there early. This summer there'll be 7 new shows, starting with Bring It On. Next is Come From Away. After that is Frozen, then Evita, then Dear Evan Hansen. Following that is La Cage, and ending the summer full of shows is Jersey Boys. It's a huge part of St. Louis culture's identity. It reflects the city's long commitment to the arts and community. For over a century, it brought people together, rich, poor families, tourists, everyone. It's one of those places where history meets entertainment.